Sziasztok! We are the Harkels Puppetry.
We've got a whole bunch of videos planned out for this year. There's gonna be something every second week at least.
And this is the first one, which is one genre of the videos that we will do because we figured that there is no puppetry related vlog or reaction video.
So let's call this Puppeteers React.
Because we are puppeteers.
Yeah.
And we react to stuff. Yeah. Some cat ears.
So the first one is something that you've seen before. You haven't seen the movie. I've seen the movie. I love this movie. I know many of you love this movie as well. This is the opening scene from I just love how this is someone's workshop and it's perfectly lit and there's a little puppet theater there just for himself.
Is it manipulated by one puppeteer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one person. It was done by Philip Huber. So what you're going to see is something that can only be done through the lens, so by filming it, because there's like different puppets involved. So there's this main puppet that you see, and then there's a second one for I think the flip that you'll see.
Yeah. And the puppeteer is the puppet maker or puppet designer as well. I wonder which one was first, the movements or the music. I like how this theater has the feeling of a stage and like live puppetry and the puppeteer. So
yeah,
it's
I
also
wonder,
the interaction of the...
It must be very awkward to like do this and then have your movie person, have your actor act like he's doing the puppetry and this is how I pull the strings, but no, he's not. The cross that we've just seen is a different one. Because
which was actually used?
Yeah, because Huber had to replace strings and restring the puppet for every shot, basically. So it's not like we've got this intricate looking cross, this control, which can do all these things that you see. There's one short scene that was shot reverse. I think nobody really knows except Huber. I will try to break the secret now. So first I thought that this was it because there's like no jiggling. The movement just stops here. Mm-hmm. That it's like so unnatural, but basically the cut is so fast that I can't really say it. But then there's something else. This one, did you see it? Did you catch it?
Yes.
It's so I always thought that it's something more visible, but it's just 1 second. Probably they try to come up with something, to restring the puppet.
Show me. Because that's the thing with marionettes, so you can also see the weight of this puppet when it moves, that it can mimic things a human body could do, but it will always be a puppet moved by strings.
So in this scene, as I mentioned before, they are using a double. If I stop it here, you can see the hands are held together by a wire. It's like he's physically in pain, and I mean, I don't know. I've never done this after doing an hour of puppetry.
Because your puppet is not so heavy.
Maybe.
The one
but
marionette
it just looks
the one marionette that I was studying, it was really heavy, and the cross itself was super heavy. And I always did this, and we had to do like proper one.
So this is the perfect example of how to show off puppetry and skills on film, even though this is not performed by Cusack, and it's just, I don't know, it's a perfect blend of real puppetry and film, I think.
Hey, does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee? I just made a fresh pot of coffee. Does anybody want coffee?
It took years for the Netflix Dark Crystal series to get made, and it included a scene from the YouTube sensation Barnaby Dixon, who pretty much created his own style of puppetry, and whose art we both admire.
We newly arrived Urskeks filled Mother Agra's head with stories of our adventures amongst the stars.
But what I really like is the details. So it's so much little details in the whole thing, and you can see the craftsmanship in every shot, and it really made me desire to do something like this.
In the shock of division, a skirmish arose, and the wrathful Skeksis broke a shard from the crystal.
Did they turn it? How did they do that?
Which one?
The breaking of a crystal. Did they just turn the crystal, or did they cut in between?
Skirmish arose, and the
Look.
Skeksis broke a shard.
They turned it.
They did practically whatever they could.
Yeah, and here you can also see the hands that move it, so it's really like, again, a stage performed puppetry.
But there is hope.
And
That's him.
here it comes.
Glimpse into the future. Inner sun carries the spirit
And
of
it's really nicely done, this crap.
when we
How it also takes it.
holds the power to unite the seven
The slow down motion. One of is really good with these things. Like this action, more popular
Yeah,
style of puppetry.
yeah, and it's something he does all the time, and it's just beautiful, and it's just perfect that they don't need to say, we'd like to do a slow motion effect or anything afterwards, so he can just perform it. This is what makes it believable, like puppets watching puppets, and puppeteers watching puppeteers. So Ogre is one of my favorite designs, but let's take a look at another beloved puppet who went through some real rough time. He got sort of older as he got younger.
The Sith have been extinct for a millennium.
I do not believe the Sith could have returned without us knowing.
Ah, hard to see the dark side is.
I think it's common knowledge, and everyone agrees that they just messed it up, because this puppet looks older and looks, well, nothing like the Yoda we love. And then they just removed him 12 years later. This is the only time I can think of when they did this in a movie, that they said the CGI is gonna be better, and it's actually better. I'm not sure if it was controlled differently as well, because the movements of Yoda, they don't look the same as well. He has the eyelid and all the facial expressions as well, and it was still performed by Frank Oz.
What is really interesting for me that I don't remember the original version of this, like the puppet version of this, but I'm sure that I watched it first. So
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I must have seen that
because-
one, but the other version is what lives in my mind when I think about that movie, and when I think
Yeah.
about...
Because your
Like Yoda,
brain
yeah.
likes you.
And it
Your brain
erases all the
doesn't-
bad
yeah,
memories
yeah,
that
it's
I
like,
have about you.
That never
Yeah.
happened.
But actually, since I saw Baby Yoda, I mean Grogu, since then it's hard to remember how Yoda, like the original Yoda, looked like.
Yeah. And I believe they explained this different look by the original maker of Yoda, Stuart Freeborn, to be
Oh, what's the name?
dead at the time as well.
This name is a
Great.
signature for creating puppets for a Star Wars movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that was the original old Yoda
Yeah.
that we saw, like who trained Luke and stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Originally, they planned to do Yoda as a monkey wearing a mask. They didn't just plan to do it, they actually hired a monkey.
A puppet wearing a mask. A monkey wearing a mask.
The idea was this ugly looking mask on this
PETA would
monkey,
dislike this.
and there was like the only thing they had in mind that he needs a cane. I don't know if you remember, but back in the days, back in my days, that was okay to have animals on set. But thank you, monkey, because you changed film industry and you opened this.
Lucky enough, the monkey wasn't
window.
talented enough, so they had
now
to
we
choose
have
puppets.
So much puppetry in
This is the
films.
moral of the story,
Yeah.
that puppeteers are better than monkeys. She said. Okay. What comes next? Show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
So this is different kind of puppetry. This is still puppetry, puppet loving people.
Oh yeah, I know what it is.
Puppet loving people who didn't know that there was Charlie Chaplin, and he had many scenes where he basically did puppetry.
Yeah, because clowning, mime, and entertaining puppetry has a lot of similarities, and they sometimes it also.
Yeah, and then there's the question: what can be a puppet? You know, so how
Bread.
far
Yeah.
can you go? And it can be bread, it can be another person.
But it's
Just
also
like-
something like this is also a thing that when you study puppetry, you also learn other skills, like you learn juggling or you learn mime, like pantomime and stuff.
Yeah.
How long does this actor not blink?
Yeah,
That's
that
already-
was the same thing I was thinking about. Is
Yeah.
the dedication, you know.
It's already a
I think he's going to
big
blink
accomplishment.
once. Okay, so the last scene, we are going to look at a Netflix show. That I haven't seen, that you haven't seen. I've seen this scene and I was very confused.
Hello, boys and girls. And now, the story of a brother and his sister who lose their mommy and daddy and go on a great adventure. The mommy woke up one day and said,
I don't want to be a mommy anymore.
Is this supposed to be a children's show?
the girl was sent to a
Yeah.
foster home.
You can see the hands.
I think that's alright.
They are nice puppets. The whole thing is that the story is actually her story, isn't it? Yeah.
The boy and girl were very unhappy.
You're my
I think they could have shot it just a bit more higher, from a higher angle, and then you wouldn't have seen the hands. This is something that they really pay attention to, as far as I know, in marionette theaters. I like this changing of sets, like the painted backgrounds.
Mhm.
That's a cool idea. I am not sure if turning something, I mean this movement, I don't really think it works. And now he's not even turning it and it changes, so it's not so consistent.
Well, maybe it's someone else.
But then why is he turning it?
I'm sure it is for the viewer. I mean, for us.
Why is it so funny for the kids? All the kids are laughing. I mean, Judean Punch, it's completely aggressive, but it makes a joke out of the fact that out of the frustrations that maybe parents have and what they do, and it was not only for kids, and it's done in a funny way, not in a way that
Yeah, this
and
is
one
just
day
this
the
is just
boy was almost
horrifying.
beaten to death. Hi.
How dare you!
Relatable.
Dare you!
Yes, that's what I said.
Probably in the next episode we are going to talk to someone who was involved and who did the puppetry, because I'm really interested to see how this was done, what was the vision, how much saying they had. I like the puppets themselves, but this is something that we talked about before when I talked about Huber, about how much how much filmmakers have a saying, you know, how much they set the stage, what could be shown.
I just made a fresh pot of coffee. Does anybody want coffee?
How much freedom you as a puppeteer have, you know, to show skills.
Sorry, just... You cannot see the cat.
Oh yeah.
And it looks really
touching a
weird that
cat.
you are just doing this.
This is a cat, not doing anything, you know. If you have any scenes from movies or TV shows, puppetry or puppetry related, just leave it in the comments.
That was it. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching, guys. You can check out more videos here and there, and links in the descriptions for everything that we used today. Have a good day.